The skill we have chosen is a soccer pass. It is the fundamental skill of soccer. It allows you to maintain possession, transfer the ball from one person to the other, and assist in advancing up the field. Without this skill, a player or team will not be able to do any of these objectives, which allows them to score goals and win games. The approach we chose was a top-down approach. This involves information processing, cognitive motor program approach. The outside world is symbolically represented as an internal model, basically a computer metaphor. Sensory input to response output. Command center in the CNS makes all the decisions regarding movement. A set of control commands is stored and prepared in advance before directing movement. Learning equals developing more effective information retrieval and storage. We have set up a 4-week program for our novice to learn the skill. The first week is straight short-line passing with stopping the ball before he passes, which then leads to second week doing a longer straight line passing, but in this we're adding a variation where he does not stop the ball, so he has to play it back first time to learn more in-game realistic. Third week, we are passing in different directions, because in a game very rarely ever is a long straight line passing, so we're adding a bit of direction into it. In the fourth week, the coach is moving side to side, back and forth, and calling for it. And when the coach calls for it, the novice has to pass in the ball. Here we have the novice on the left in the blue shirt and the coach in the white, where the coach is taking the novice through the first week of the program, which is short light passing with taking a touch first. The first concept in our video is physical guidance. In this video, we have an instructor coaching an adult and novice learning the new skill, being guided physically through a simple pass on the left and right foot, stopping the ball before each pass. The instructor/coach on the right is giving feedback. As well as that, there is also a white line which the ball is being passed along for extra guidance. Physical constraints are useful and essential in this setting. Learning a new skill is difficult and comes with many restraints. The level of anxiety and arousal and the impatience of learning a new skill can be difficult for an adolescent beginner. Physical constraints reduce fear, help get the ideas across safely. When doing instructions and demonstrations, theory and practice link to relative practice. It is a combination of thinking back on the training session or the specific practice movement. In this case, it is the soccer pass. So now we move on to the second week of the program, where the client goes from short straight line passing with a touch to at first long straight line passing with a touch. Then we change it up a bit and make the client do it without a touch to add some variability into the session. The second concept is variable practice. This involves a variety of context and movement characteristics. For any skill, there can be variation in both the movement and or the context or environment. This is demonstrated in Gentile's taxonomy. The training at the moment is closed skill, which will then change to open skill by the end of the program. This has inter-trial variability, where we go from touch to no touch. Constant practice is training with the same conditions is achieved during practice, whereas variable practice is a variety of context and movement characteristics which keeps the learner more engaged and learning new things. Demonstrated in this video is constant practice each week with part practice skills, as there is a new skill every week. Constant practice has a greater influence upon temporary performance, and variable practice may result in greater retention. This is due to the effect of learning from mistakes. The initial stages of constant practice allow the learner to practice the same skill repeatedly. Variable practice should be implemented after constant practice for a learner. Contextual interference is performing different tasks within the one context of practice results in a disruption. The actions interfere with each other. There is a low CI, otherwise known as block CI, in our video, as it is a closed environment with a new learner and a teacher. There is also constant practice of the same skill within the week. The limits of contextual interference effect means that the results don't always generalize to a highly complex skill. Progression from low CI to high CI is appropriate for the learner in this video, as he is an adolescent novice who needs to learn the basics before playing a real game of soccer in a high CI environment, as he will not benefit from a random practice schedule. Now we move into week 3, where the next advancement is going from straight line passing to multi-directional passing left to right. Third concept, part or small practice. For our school, we're focusing on part practice. Task complexity is the number of components and potential demands of the task. Low complexity equals whole practice, high complexity equals part practice. When learning to pass a soccer ball, there are certain requirements and steps to learn before progressing. In this video, we have 4 steps in part practice which lead up to the end result. Task organization is a strength of relationship between parts of the skill. Part practice has a close link between spatial and temporal aspects. This is a degree of interdependence between parts of the skill. Low organizations equal part practice, high organizations equal whole practice. When learning to pass a soccer ball efficiently, it is essential for learners to train in a high complexity, low organization training session, although this varies from learner to learner. We now move to the final week of the program. This is where the coach moves either left to right or back with motion, and he calls it at a specific spot, and then the novice plays the coach once he has called for the ball. Knowledge of results is known as the information about an outcome. When learning a new skill, several behavior changes occur within the learner as they progress through stages of learning. These are movement pattern and coordination, number 1, number 2, attention and visual selection, number 3, memory, number 4, sensory feedback, and number 5, self-efficacy. These all impact the learner's results and impacts their progress through all skills. Characteristics of the learner is an important role in learning a new skill. They all depend on the instructional environment, preference, emotional preferences, sociological preferences, physiological preferences. It is also important to consider their learning style, if they are analytic, visual, or auditory. When passing a soccer ball along a white line to the instructor does not need to give feedback as the results are used as feedback. If the ball does not stay on the line or does not go to the instructor, the learner's feedback is known through his results. The final concept is mental practice. This is the cognitive rehearsal of a motor skill in the absence of overt physical movements. Type of mental practice are cognitive, what you should do like before you do the thing, first person and internal visual memory, third external, third party perspective from a coach, and fourth is kinesthetic, feeling the movement of the skill without thinking. Mental practice is known to improve the learning of motor skill and aid the performance of a well-learned skill. The roles of mental practice are to improve performance or improve on a new skill. These are improved by using imagery, rehabilitation, and preparation. Imagery is visualizing a goal or practicing a skill. Rehabilitation is relearning and regaining strength after injury. Research shows that a combination of imagined mental practice and actual practice is optimal for learning a new skill and improving the performance of a skill at any level, as mental practice can provide information related to solving any motor problems. That was our 4-week program of the fundamental skill of soccer pass. We used a top-down approach with the 5 concepts being physical guidance, part versus whole practice, variable practice, knowledge of results, and mental practice. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.